Good morning. So this video is about metallurgy. This is a video report for the completion or for the requirements of the subject GS216 Applied Chemistry. So what is metallurgy? Metallurgy is a domain or a branch of material science that studies about the physical behavior of metallic elements and also the chemical behavior of these metallic elements. Metallurgy also deals with the intermetallic compounds and their mixtures. These mixtures are called alloys. Metallurgy is distinguished from the craft of metalworking, or it is different from metalworking because metallurgy is the science and technology of metals and alloys. So when we say metallurgy, we have three components: the process metallurgy, physical metallurgy, and also the mechanical metallurgy. So when we say process metallurgy, this is concerned with the extraction of metals from their ores. And also, process metallurgy is also concerned with refining of metals. On the other hand, physical metallurgy is concerned with the physical and mechanical properties of metals as affected by composition, processing, and environmental conditions. Then lastly, the mechanical metallurgy is concerned with the response of metals to applied forces. So in general or in modern sense, metallurgy is the science that studies the chemical and physical properties of metals, including to this is how these metals perform, especially when used for cultural, useful industrial processes. Then the term metallurgy often refers to the procedures used in metal extraction, so that is extracting metals from their ore. And also it refers to the procedure called metal purification and alloy production. Mhm. So copper, tin, silver, and meteoric iron, which was used by the Egyptians to make weapons, all underwent some form of metalworking process in various ancient cultures. An example to this is this Egyptian Kopesh sword. So Egyptian Kopesh sword is made of bronze, and bronze is an alloy of copper and tin. Okay, so the first evidence of metallurgy or standard metallurgy technology was observed or appeared during the Bronze Age, which started around 3500 BC. So this was discovered when, by heating and combining copper and tin, a bronze alloy was created. So they discovered, so by that time, they already discovered or they already practiced metallurgy. So their first discovery was the bronze, which was the alloy of copper and tin. That was during the Bronze Age. And when Iron Age came, this process was developed, and it was there was already an additional discoveries of alloys during the Iron Age. So the Iron Age began around 1200 BC when the Hittites discovered how to extract iron from ore and work it to advance their cultural aims. They used it in their daily living, for not only for swords but other materials or other tools that they need. So iron was made around 1500 BC by the Hittites. About 1400 BC, the Chalbais that is a subject tribe of the Hittites, invented the sedimentation process to make the iron stronger. The smelting temperature was increased by using more sophisticated bellows, just like in the picture. So there was an increased knowledge and there was an increased technique in making these alloys into more stronger or more useful, especially for their um, needed materials during that time. So about 1200 BC, scholars suggest that the cultures other than Hittites began to process iron. So other than Hittites, there was already other culture that uses iron. Example, the Syrians. The Syrians began using iron weapons and armor in Mesopotamia around that time with deadly results. But the Egyptians did not utilize the metal until the later pharaohs. So in the picture, that is George Agricola. He was a German scholar and scientist, and he was known as the father of mineralogy. His Dira Metallica during the 16th century dealt chiefly with the arts of mining and smelting. Agricola's magnum opus, for which the Theates Bermanus was a prelude, was De Re Metallica. It was published posthumously in 1556. He was mainly concerned, however, with the mining and metallurgy, and he discussed the geology of ore bodies, surveying, mine construction, pumping, and ventilation. So George Agricola describes the assaying of ores and the methods used for enriching ores before smelting and procedures for smelting and refining a number of metals, and he concludes with a discussion of the production of glass and of a variety of chemicals used in smelting operations. So that was German scholar scientist named George Agricola, the father of mineralogy, or some authors claim it as the father of metallurgy, say George Agricola.